top 5 neighborhoods in Alameda. Number 1, I don't think is up for debate because it's the Mama We Made It neighborhood. It's between Park and Grand, right off Central, and that is Gold Coast neighborhood. Your prices at Gold Coast is probably going to go from anywhere between 1.5 all the way up to 3 million plus. If you are looking for the Victorians that are like on postcards, that is Gold Coast neighborhood. This is the heart and center of Alameda. All right, so now let's go to number 2 neighborhood in Alameda, which is going to be East End, obviously at the east end of the lower of the island. This is what you would probably call a more family neighborhood. Some of the best schools in Alameda are in this neighborhood. Edison, Lincoln, and Alameda High. Your prices are probably going to range a little bit lower as far as the median home price in Alameda goes. So you're probably looking at anywhere between 1.1 all the way up to $2 million. And here you're going to have a mix of Victorians and craftsmen's. Let's talk about underrated neighborhood of Alameda, and that's going to be Fernside. It's similar to the cost of East End, 1.1 to around 2 million, but you're going to have a more architectural variety of what kind of houses you get. So you're going to have some really small ones, you're going to have some really big ones. It's not necessarily going to be craftsmen's or Victorians. You're going to kind of have everything in between. It's tree-lined streets. It's a very underrated neighborhood for Alameda, meaning like it's not Gold Coast. Okay, this is something for kind of everybody that's in the market looking for Alameda. So now let's get away from the 100-plus-year-old homes and dive into a neighborhood that's more like 1970s onward, and that's going to be Bay Farm Island. So you're going to be a lot closer to the Oakland airport. So again, if you're traveling and you're a frequent visitor to the airport, you may look at Bay Farm Island. It's going to give you more lot size. It's going to give you the more modern feel. You're going to probably get a little bit more bang for your buck here in this neighborhood. And again, depending on where you want to be in Alameda, it might be considered more centrally located to what you prefer. The other thing I want to mention about this master plan neighborhood is you do have pretty good access to lagoons and shoreline paths. Now, where would I send a first-time home buyer looking to buy in Alameda? That would be on the opposite end, and that would be the West End neighborhood. So you could probably get into West End for the 800,000s. So you see quite a bit difference between Gold Coast and West End, or even East End. Okay. The trade-off is the schools aren't as good. As a realtor, I'm always going to tell you to do your research on schools. Go to greatschools.org and look at the best schools and kind of what fits your needs. But just based off public record, I wouldn't consider them like top schools of Alameda like you would get in Gold Coast or East End. But again, the price is significantly lower. And this is a good starting point for a first-time home buyer looking in Alameda. Also, you're a lot closer to the ferry. So if you're going to be commuting to San Francisco, or you need that public access, you are closer to the ferry and the tubes that go into. You also have a mix of architecture here as well too. So it's not going to be all Victorians or all craftsmen's. You're going to have your condos here or apartments for rent here. You're also going to find a lot more commercial space here. If you go up and down Webster, that's going to be a lot of your commercial use. And it's just going to be a lot different vibe than East End or Gold Coast. Say less polished. Okay, now let's talk about what buyers regret about moving to Alameda. Remember, the next one, number 2, is going to be a little bit surprising. But number 1 is going to be what a lot of realtors may not tell you. Some people may assume it doesn't necessarily always remain true, but this is something that you want to keep in mind. So a lot of home buyers will think newer means better. And sometimes that's true, sometimes it's not. You remember back in the day, 100 years ago, homes were built to last, hence why they're still here and lasting. Where now they're just, building homes like a machine factory, cheaper materials. They're not necessarily built to last 100 plus years. Okay. So I say that with the caveat of if you are looking to buy a Victorian in Alameda or San Francisco or wherever, the industry rule of thumb is plan to budget about 1.1 to 2% of whatever you paid for the home for upgrades or expenses and repairs and things that break down, things like that when you're looking at a very old home. So if you paid, say, 1.4, you're probably going to be looking at 14,000 to 28,000 that you want to budget to make repairs of these older homes of the Victorians. If you see in the listing description something like original charm or original period details, you definitely want to take a hard look at that, okay? Because keep in mind, yeah, these homes were built to last, but they also have things that are considered unsafe now. So lead, asbestos, old tube wiring, things that, old electrical panels that may have been replaced 50 years ago or still original. The plumbing is a massive thing you want to take a look at, okay? Sewer lateral is something that's very important. So keep these things in mind and budget accordingly if you're looking at, old world Victorians or craftsmen. Okay, so this is the biggest buyer regret. When I talk to my home buyers in Alameda or people that have been there for quite some time, and I have open dialogue with my buyers all the time. And I tell them the good, the bad, and ugly. If you've worked with me, you know. Sometimes I don't necessarily tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. But when I say regret, they may have not thought it was going to be as bad or as taxing. So I want you to be aware of commute times. It is an island, okay? So we talked about before, there are 4 ways off the island: bridges and tubes and a ferry, okay? The problem with this is if you're not taking a ferry and you're going to San Francisco or you're going east in another direction, if those tubes get backed up or if the Bay Bridge has a traffic delay, your commute time is going to be a nightmare. Okay, so keep that in mind because we're talking about tubes, okay, or bridges. Obviously, we're not talking about 4 or 5 lane freeways that are readily available to commute. Tubes have very centralized traffic, pretty much one way in, one way out. So if those things get backed up, which could be a nightmare scenario in more ways than one for certain people, you just want to be aware of that. Okay, so sometimes the commute can be taxing, but such is life in the Bay Area. Every freeway in the Bay Area is backed up. Okay, 101, 880, 580 are traditionally the worst. Okay, 4 is terrible too. Concord, Walnut Creek, Pittsburgh area. Okay, so keep that in mind if you're not planning on taking a ferry. Okay, another thing you must be aware of if you're buying in Alameda, again, it's an island surrounded by water. So what does that mean? That means potential flood risk. Okay, 9% of the properties in Alameda, California are at risk for flooding sometime over the next 30 years. So what that means is you need additional flood insurance, and that's going to cost money. It may be anywhere between $1,500 to $4,000 a year, depending on your carrier and the plan and policy that you choose. Okay, so keep that in mind when buying in Alameda. Similar with Oakland, if you're buying in certain places in Oakland, you may need fire insurance. Okay, so these are other things you want to talk to your real estate team and insurance companies about what you may or may not need and how much additional that's going to run you. So again, you want to budget for flood insurance that you're probably going to need. Who is Alameda right for and who is it wrong for? That is a good question. So in my professional advice, Alameda is for you if you want a slower pace of living, a unique style of living. You're a fan of architecture like Victorians, craftsmen's, things like that. And if you don't mind taking a ferry. Alameda is not going to be for you if you have a fear of bridges or tunnels. If you want a vibrant nightlife scene and you need to be around things that are constantly moving and fast-paced. But if you enjoy, parks and shoreline, you need good schools for your kids. One of the more important things is walkability. Alameda in certain pockets has that as well. Okay, so that's who Alameda is right for and who it is wrong for. Finally, let's talk about the real estate market in general. And should you buy now or should you sell now? I'm not a typical realtor that's going to say, oh, you need to buy and sell now this minute. Okay. I give you my honest feedback and feelings on things. So if you do need my help and you want my help and you want your questions answered honestly and transparently as somebody to guide you through the market, all my contact information is always in below in the description. I'll also put it here on screen, but go ahead and reach out to me. Check out all my other Bay Area real estate channels, from best neighborhoods, worst neighborhoods, dangerous parts of the Bay Area, best things to do. I have a whole bunch of content for you to consume. Subscribe. But if you are looking to buy or sell, should you buy now in Alameda? Again, it really depends on your timeline. If you think your buying plan is to just stay in a home for 3 years and sell it, you may not want to buy in Alameda right now, just because of where market data is currently at. If you plan to wait 5 years or more, then yes, I would say you'd be in a very good spot to buy now in Alameda and hold it. Okay, there are plenty of other markets in the Bay Area where you can buy now and 3 years sell for a massive, massive profit. Obviously, nobody has a crystal ball and nobody knows what's going to happen. Just based off criteria over the last couple of years, that would be the criteria I would give to a buyer. If you're looking to sell, I would say it's a much better time for you to sell moving forward right now, because you can get, at the low end, if priced right, it's ready to go. There's not a lot of repairs that need to be done. You could potentially get at least 9% over list price, because that's what the market data is showing. Obviously, we can't guarantee it, but you need a realtor with a strong marketing plans, very strategic to you, somebody that has a history of selling properties over list. 80% of my properties sell over list. High, shameless self-plug. But again, if your property is ready to go, you have very minimal repairs to do, and you want to get out of the Bay Area, maybe relocate somewhere else, Alameda is a very strong market where you could potentially do that. Otherwise, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you got a lot out of it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps the channel. Again, if you are in the market to potentially move, go ahead and give me a call. All the contact information is down below. If you are relocating to the Bay Area, or throughout the Bay Area, and you want the best neighborhoods guide for Alameda, go ahead and comment that down below. If you're looking for the best neighborhoods in the Bay Area or best cities in the neighborhood, go ahead and comment guide down below, and I'll make sure I'll get that to you. Otherwise, see you on the next one.